The Tao of Recovery. Why forcing it slows the healing. Have you ever tried so hard to heal, to fix something in your body, in your mind, or in your life, only to feel like you were pushing a river upstream? You were doing all the things, drinking the green juice, taking the supplements, reading the books, visualizing perfect health, pounding the cold plunges, scheduling acupuncture, meditation, ice baths, and breathwork back to back like a healing Olympic event. But somehow, despite all that effort, you still felt off, frustrated, even more exhausted. That's because healing doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to presence. Chapter 29 of the Tao Te Ching. Should you want to take the world and contrive to do so, I see you won't manage to finish. The most sublime instrument in the world cannot be contrived. Those who contrive spoil it. Those who ding lose it. So creatures sometimes go and sometimes follow, sometimes puff and sometimes blow, are sometimes strong and sometimes weak, begin sometime and end sometime. Therefore sages remove extremes, remove extravagance, remove arrogance. Chapter 29 says, should you want to take the world and contrive to do so, I see you won't manage to finish. And later, therefore sages remove extremes, remove extravagance, remove arrogance. This is not just poetic. It's one of the most counterintuitive and powerful healing principles you'll ever hear. Healing is not something you conquer. It is something you yield to. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I trained with a man who was recovering from a broken leg. But this wasn't just any break. It had shattered in 3 places in a motorcycle accident. Doctors told him it would take a year to walk properly. He didn't like that answer, so he pushed. Physical therapy twice a day, supplements by the dozen, ice, stimulation, massage, and even electroacupuncture. For months, there was minimal improvement. Then, his Tai Chi teacher gave him a different instruction. Stop trying to heal it, let it heal. He paused. Bamboo doesn't grow by being stretched. It grows because it rests in alignment with the season. Let your leg be bamboo. He resisted at first. Slowing down felt like failure. But finally, he relented. He started doing one thing instead of 10, sitting, breathing, and gently circulating attention to the area while practicing a form of inner smiling. And within 6 weeks, the tissue began repairing at an accelerated rate. His pain decreased, his mood lifted, and he ended up walking again months ahead of schedule. The Tao doesn't operate on force, it operates on flow. Let's return to the text. The most sublime instrument in the world cannot be contrived. Those who contrive spoil it. Those who cling lose it. In the context of healing or performance, to contrive means to manipulate the process through over-effort or overthinking. You might say, but shouldn't I do everything I can to feel better? Of course, but ask yourself why you're doing it. Are you rushing from one thing to the next out of fear? Or are you moving with intention, trust, and rhythm? This is a key principle of the Tao. Doing doesn't mean pushing, it means aligning. There's a word in Chinese philosophy, Wu Wei. It means effortless action. The ability to do what is needed without grasping, forcing, or obsessing. Healing thrives in Wu Wei. The moment we stop trying to force our way out of pain and instead start creating the conditions for wholeness, something changes. Let's bring back the metaphor from a previous lesson. We all live on an island. To reach it, we must swim through waters filled with sharks, our fears, traumas, and unresolved stress. In healing, those sharks come in 3 forms. 1, fear of not healing fast enough. 2, pressure to be high-performing again. 3, self-judgment for being broken. Each of these creates tension, and tension restricts circulation, not just blood flow, but energy, attention, and possibility. When you feed the sharks with fear, they get restless. But when you pause, feel, breathe, and soften, you're feeding them presence. Presence calms the waters. Here's a simple exercise I call the 3 R's. Do it when you're feeling stuck in your healing. 1, relax the breath a sit. Close your eyes. Just breathe into your belly with a 4-second inhale and 6-second exhale. Feel the tension leave your body. No need to force your thoughts away. Let them float. 2. Remember wholeness. Visualize a time when you felt fully alive. Maybe you were laughing with friends, playing music, or watching the ocean. Let that memory wash over your body. Let your cells remember. 3. Restore alignment. Gently rotate your spine, or move through a simple Qigong or Tai Chi flow. Don't try to perform, just feel. This doesn't take long, 5 to 10 minutes, but what it does is reawaken a healing rhythm that can't be accessed through force. In today's world, we confuse hustle with healing. We wear busyness like a badge of honor. People ask, "How are you?" And we respond, "I'm slammed, I'm grinding, I'm swamped." We try to outwork our injuries, our stress, even our illnesses. But nature doesn't heal this way. You never see a tree rushing its roots. You never see a river forcing its flow. Even a wound scabs over in stillness. The lesson from the Tao is this: if you want to move faster, find stillness. If you want to grow stronger, release control. If you want to heal deeper, yield to the rhythm beneath effort. A student once came to me after a vocal injury. She was a singer, and her voice had been her identity. After months of trying to regain her strength through scales, supplements, and speech therapy, she was still hoarse and hesitant. We did one thing. I had her sit, breathe, and simply hum, not for performance, but for resonance. Each session, she released a little more tension. Within 2 months, she sang again. But she didn't just get her voice back, she got herself back. Why? Because she stopped trying to sound strong. She allowed herself to be whole. That's the Tao. So what do we do with all this? How do we stop forcing and start aligning? The answer is simple, but not always easy. Listen. Listen to your body's whispers instead of waiting for it to scream. Listen to the rhythm beneath your racing thoughts. Listen to the wisdom in the spaces between. Because healing doesn't speak in shouts, it whispers through alignment. And when you truly start listening, not just with your ears, but with your breath, your posture, your choices, you'll notice something incredible. You don't need to push the river. You are the river. If this message speaks to you, share it with someone you know who might be trying too hard to heal. And if you want support on your journey, join our 81-day Tao Challenge, where we explore a new principle each morning, followed by 5 minutes of presence. Like this video, follow the channel, and comment below. Where in your life do you feel like you're forcing something that might be asking for flow instead? Let's keep walking this path together, yielding, listening, living the Tao.